Ooh-ah, ooh-ah. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back to the show. This is episode 456 of the two Dum Yinzers. Tuesday morning. How you doing this morning,
Oh,
Michael?
I'm doing great.
Remember that show, Max Headroom?
Yes, that's what that just reminded me of.
Right? How you doing? How you doing today, Michael? You remember that shit?
Oh, I remember that. That thing was awesome.
It was way ahead of
Little,
its time.
it was very ahead of its time.
Great to be back.
It is. I'm happy today.
You're a happy Mike today.
I
Is that
was a
because
happy
Derpy is up?
Mike yesterday too.
I just was saying, are you happy because Derpy isn't here? And look who comes popping in just as you say that, Mike.
I
Good
was
morning.
happy. I was happy.
Good morning to you, Derpy. Derpy with his
Derpy.
Derpy with his new headphone. It takes him a minute to get settled in. I don't know what
It
he's
does.
doing.
It does. I don't even know what he's. Yeah, I
I'd
don't know
like
what's
to.
up.
I'd like to be a fly on the wall one of these days for Derpy for during the show, just to see the process, see what's going on, what he's eating, what he's doing, what video games he's playing, what he's watching. I'd just like to be a fly on the wall, Derpy. How you doing today, man?
Derpy.
You know,
Apparently, Derpy is not there.
oh man, yes.
He was here, then he was gone. In and out.
In and out. He logs on, and then it seems like he
I
gets up
see
and
him there, like on
yeah,
our screen, like what we can see. We
yeah.
can
He
see that.
he's here.
That's it. He's there. He's just not talking to me.
Derpy.
Oh man, here we are, Mike. Week 14, week 14 in the NFL, and the only standing live, the only standing AFC North quarterback is Lamar Jackson.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? He's
You
usually done
know?
by week 13,
Yeah.
but every other quarterback in the division, Mike,
Yeah.
is injured.
The one quarterback I don't want to see this time of the year. Because if he's still, going and he hasn't ran a whole lot, his body is, not beat up. I don't like that. I want to beat up Lamar Jackson this time of the year because it helps us out. I don't want a
Apparently, you
healthy
don't want to be
Lamar.
one person you don't want to be facing is this Jake Browning, the guy
Who,
that we
who is this guy? He's taking over for MVP. Derby, what
whoa.
the heck's going on there, bud?
I think Derby just got electrocuted.
I think so.
Oh, there it
I had to
is.
mute you, buddy. I don't know if your headset's plugged all the way in.
I don't know what that was.
I don't know. That's usually what happens on mine
That's
when I
usually what
plug it
happens when
in.
somebody gets electrocuted to death.
You know, if he had video, it'd be great video watching Derpy get electrocuted. I hope he's okay. Would be
Yeah,
good
of
video.
course. For show
It's
first,
all
always.
hey, like they say on McAfee, it's for the brand, man. You got to do what you got to do for the show, buddy.
He's hard to watch, and I'm gonna
Oh my God, he bounces around too much.
dude, what
I,
the?
I I can't stand that kind of nervous energy. It drives me crazy.
And
It's
he's
like,
constantly rubbing his muscles and flexing them and
yeah,
looking
you're
at
saying
them.
that, he's like, yeah.
It's
It's
like,
like,
all
dude, you're a
right,
punter. All right, settle down, settle
yeah,
down.
right. You're a
You
punter.
did put on a banger match, in the WWE. I'll give you that. But
Don't get me wrong. I don't, don't get me wrong. I don't dislike the guy. I'm not saying this because
yeah,
I'm some kind of hater of Pat
no,
McAfee.
yeah,
I'm just saying if you're watching it's uncomfortable because again his
yeah,
market audience is 18 to 44 men,
yeah.
and from being from that category, it's very hard to watch this guy rub his muscles all show.
I just wonder if it's like a subconscious tick.
And it might be because I have them too. I after going back and watching yesterday's show, I realized I have a lot of them.
Oh yeah,
But
you do.
I was I'm watching McAfee yesterday, and or the other day, I thought, man, quit rubbing your freaking arms, dude. It's just
But I wonder because like when he does the college show, he kind of sits, arms out like this and kind of
yeah.
sits there. I think he has to
I
tell
think
himself not
somebody
to move.
ties him down.
Yeah, it probably. Herb Street and Corsair are like, no, you got to tie this stuff down. You're freaking us out. That takes a lot.
I got some more. Uh, I'll talk about this a little later.
Just talk about McAfee all day long.
Well, I got a
I don't
couple
want to talk
more.
about the Steelers.
I got a couple more comments about some other people around town here that are kind of rubbing me wrong, but we'll get to that later.
I have like half the Pittsburgh media blocked on the socials, so I don't know what's
They're
going
getting
on.
really bad. They're trying to be a big, you know what they're doing? This is how media is in big cities, in Chicago's, New York's, and Los Angeles. And they're trying to run that kind of style in Pittsburgh. And it rubs people the wrong way. And I understand a lot of these guys, they have to say what they say to get people to listen to them. But again, I'll get back to it.
Okay,
Let me get back to that.
let's get back to that. We'll get back to that.
Again, Lamar Jackson, the only healthy starting quarterback from the AFC North. Big surprise being that it is week 14. Usually this time of the year, he's done for the season.
But, you know what? I'm surprised. You know, like I said, it is him, but the other injuries really don't surprise me. You know, because Kenny got banged up last year. Joe had that second year he was hurt.
He hasn't been healthy, you know.
Yeah.
But Mike, I gotta say, something that's interesting about these injuries, they've all been long-term hammies and ankles.
Yeah.
You don't see the blown out knee that you generally see in the NFL, which is, you know, historic. I mean, go through your whole life. The knee blowout is the big injury.
Yeah.
And I've never seen this many long-term hammies and ankle injuries. I got to say, my whole life, I find that a bit bizarre.
Yeah. I think like with as these guys get bigger, stronger, faster, like your muscles and tendons can only take so much torque before you know something's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's just weird. But like the hammy injuries, my God, it's just like throughout the league, you go out down to injury reports, hamstring. I think that's like the writer's du jour injury this year. Is the
well, you know, it's
injury.
funny that you say that because I didn't want to dip into conspiracy theories. However, these would be the injuries that you would use opposed to a blown out knee. It's hard to fake a blown out knee. If you got a blown out knee, you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, that's still a long injury process.
And I'm not saying that there's conspiracies, and I'm not saying that there's not. I'm just saying that it's awfully strange that all of a sudden now, in these last couple years, when these games are getting really interesting and it's coming down to the last drive of every game, these injuries have changed.
Boom, there's a hammy.
Systematically to the long-term hammy in the ankles. And you know, you can't dispute what happened to Aaron Rodgers. I've seen his ankle snap on TV. You've seen that snap.
And you heard the crack on the pop.
And you know, I mean, there are some injuries that are undisputable, no two ways about it. But I find it a bit odd that it's ankles and long-term hammies. All of a sudden, again, an injury that if you're gonna, you know, you for whatever reason, you don't want your player to be available for a week or 2 to 3 and under control. These seem like the perfect kind of injuries to give them. Again, I'm not saying that every injury's. I'm not. Believe me, I'm just saying it's an observation that I've noticed.
Yeah,
in the NFL
amount of the amount of hamstrings this year, it is insane. Especially, you know, the Steelers had Minka, Deontay, Freiermuth, all with hamstring injuries. It's like, and these are guys that have always been healthy. You know, it's just weird.
But Mike,
yes,
it doesn't matter because now we have on our team, on our football team in Pittsburgh, former Penn State quarterback Trace McSorley. Yes, Trace McSorley. Mike, I don't know a lot about this guy. I figured I would wait to talk to you to get some kind of scoop on him. I've seen that he's played for about a half dozen teams in the NFL since he's been up, and there's got to be a reason. What's up? What's the deal? With
he's not an NFL quarterback. He's not a starting caliber. He's not even a backup caliber. In college, he won some big games in college, but he was frustrating to play. He's that scrambling type running quarterback. And here's what he is. I was never a big fan of Trace. You know, he had a lot of weapons around him at Penn State. You know, he had Saquon Barkley, he had Chris Godwin. He's down at Tampa. He has a Super Bowl. He's a top flight receiver in the league. Saquon Barkley is one of the best running backs in the league. So he had a lot of help around him. But he's that guy who got, you know, he was able to make plays on his own, but he was a college quarterback. You know, his game wasn't going to translate to the pros, but he's sticking around, hanging around on practice squads here and there. He's not a pro quarterback. He was a damn good college quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but he's kind of, you know, like Tebow. Tebow was a damn good college quarterback. Game didn't translate to the pros. Trace's game doesn't translate to the pros. But, you know, a good practice squad guy to have. He can run your scout team, but he's not going to. Yeah. If we end up having to play him, this season is toast.
That's where he landed. He landed on a practice squad. The
Yeah.
big controversy about him, and I don't even know if this to be true, but I've seen on many different things over the past day that he initially wanted to wear number 7, and
Hey, you got to try it, baby.
and all the people are talking, and talking heads, and or not the talking heads, but all the people on social media are saying,
Yeah.
there's no way we could sit there and look at number 7 standing on the
Yeah.
sideline, blah 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 blah. Speaking of which, where's Derpy? Wasn't he just here?
His headset was having a problem, so I had to keep muting him. So I think he hopped off to try and fix it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But hey, you know what? You got to shoot your shot,
Yeah.
with that number. And hey, got to
And
roll
has he
the
ever
dice.
wore number 7? That doesn't even seem like anything I've seen in any of these
I
pictures
thought
of
he
him.
was like number 9 in college. I can't
Right.
remember. Like my memory is not what it used to be when it comes to guys' jersey numbers.
It might have just been people being people on the internet, because again, I haven't heard anything official. This has just been something
Yeah.
I've seen a few
Yeah.
times
Well,
going
he
back and
went to
forth.
Penn State, and a lot of Steeler fans are Pitt fans. And you gotta stir the shit,
Yeah.
and have a little fun with it. So it wouldn't surprise me if someone just said that.
The other big news, well, I've got a couple big news here, news stories regarding the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mason Cole, the latest in the line of injured Steelers after the game on Sunday against the Cardinals. Mason Cole has some discomfort in his neck. And with him, neck discomfort, who knows? He should be okay by Thursday, but I don't know.
Dude, well, like if he goes down, who's gonna play backups? Who's gonna be center? Because
That's where the backup center is Nasty Nate Herbig.
yeah, but he's playing for Siamalu.
And Spencer Anderson is being
God.
speculated to be thrown into the starting lineup. Rookie Spencer Anderson out of Maryland, of course. So if these two gentlemen are not able to go, and I'm talking about Mason Cole and Siamalu, we're looking at a middle of the line, Nasty Nate Herbig and Spencer Anderson, the rookie.
Oh God.
This is just getting better.
It's just getting better and better.
And I'm convinced, the thing about that's really intriguing to me is I'm convinced that the Patriots are trying to tank, because they might, after losing after they lost 6-0, this team is they're number 2 overall right now in the draft.
Yeah.
And I think Bill Belichick knows this, and he's probably worrying. He's probably thinking, well, what if we accidentally beat these Steelers on Thursday night?
Yeah.
Because he's sitting at number 2, and he's licking his chops. So whoever
he
it is,
wants
he's
to get one of those
at,
quarterbacks. He wants to get
right.
Caleb Williams or Drake May.
Right. Exactly. So I think that again, maybe the same way that the Cardinals accidentally beat us, he's worried about maybe the Patriots. He doesn't want the Patriots to accidentally beat the Steelers, and we don't want that either. Nobody wants that, Bill. Believe me, nobody wants that.
No, because we're too high up now in the draft to where even if we lose out,
we're screwed.
If we want to, go a different direction, a quarterback, be one of those franchises that gives up after 2 years, we're not in a position to draft one of the top 2 guys. So, Bill, choke away all you want, buddy. Choke away.
Yeah, choke away.
Don't they have like half their receiver core and their running backs are all on the injured list?
But so is the Cardinals, and
they still won.
And even with the Cardinals being a 2-win team and the Patriots being the 2-win team, I tend to favor New England just because this coach has a crazy long resume. He's won Super Bowls, so I would think that if a 2-win team would be able to beat us, it would be the Bill Belichick led team opposed to this Cardinals team. But who knows?
The Cardinals team did beat the Cowboys. The Patriots beat the Jets in Buffalo. And Buffalo, even at that time, that was still not the Buffalo team. Like if you beat them in weeks 1 and 2, you're going, oh yeah. But,
and so, division,
they have no impressive wins whatsoever.
Plus, they're both interdivision, which is not.
Yeah.
I mean,
they lost to the Saints 34-0. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I tell you what, their last 4 losses, they lost 20-17, 10-6, 10-7, 6-0. So they've been so close in these games.
Oh, and the big game coming up, guys, is check this out. Thursday night, Mitch Trubisky versus Bailey Zappi.
If that doesn't put butts in seats and eyes on the TV screen, I don't know what will.
Who would have thunk 10 years ago that we would be watching a Bailey Zappi versus Mitch Trubisky, Pittsburgh Steelers versus New England Patriots?
You can go from Big Ben and Tom Brady, 2 of the greatest to ever do it, to Mitch.
I hope Mitch could get it done. I'm behind Mitch, and I want people to understand this. I'm totally behind, and I support him, and I hope he does well. because I want this team to win. I want this team
Yeah,
to,
I want the Steelers to win no matter who's in there. I just want them to play well to get the win. I'm like looking at the New England depth chart here. Starting running back doubtful, backup running back questionable. 1, 2, 3, 4 receivers questionable. Starting left tackle questionable. Starting right guard questionable. If we can't run the ball, or stop the run and get to the quarterback against these guys, there's something wrong with our front seven. Ooh.
hopefully we can win this one. If we win this, that'll put us at 8-5. It certainly can't hurt our playoff seeding. So we'll see how that plays out. Jacksonville last night, who played Monday night, they lose to the Cincinnati Bengals, 34-31.
That threw me for a loop.
That's what I'm saying. As long as the Steeler team can keep their head above water, maybe something crazy can happen.
Yeah,
because you see the Cincinnati team that we just beat 2 weeks ago. Beat Jacksonville, who is a better football team. Come on, I don't care what anybody says. And this is a team that beat us. They're 8-4 right now. And Kansas City losing to Green Bay, who we just beat Green Bay.
Yeah.
So as long as the Steeler team and it's the thing is, it's getting hard. It's getting hard for this team not to sink. So many things are happening right now with these injuries and this and that. So, all you can do is go out Thursday night, try to get this win against New England. Like I said, I think they want to bomb. I think they want, they're sitting at number 2.
Yeah.
Belichick don't want to go, once you get a number 2, you don't want to drop.
No, and he's probably selling the owners. Hey, look, things aren't going well the last couple of years. Listen, let us just tank out. Let me draft the next quarterback. Keep me around for the next couple of years, and I can rebuild you a championship. And that's probably what he's doing to probably try and save his job. If you're going to lose big time, just go all in on the tank job and get one of those top picks.
So as bad as it is for New England, you just got to look across the line and say, wow, Pittsburgh got it really bad as well.
I don't know. I'd rather be where we are than where New England is. At least,
absolutely.
We are, we're in the playoff hunt. We have the number 5 seed. We still can potentially win the division because you never know what's going to happen. Because Baltimore still has, like you said, they have their heady part of the schedule coming up after their bye week. And
absolutely,
of course, we're fighting the injury bug, man. You're looking at potentially our starting linebackers are Mark Robertson, Miles Jack, and who was the other guy? Hernandez.
Yeah.
And Miles Jack and the other guy, they retired before they came back to the Steelers, so we're in a rough spot too. But I still think I'd rather be the Steelers than New England. We're fighting for a playoff spot.
Steelers release wide receiver Jacob Copeland to make room for Trace McSorley on this practice squad. Oh man! All right. Let me put it to you this way, Mike. At least we didn't. Whatever we did to piss off the football gods, I don't know.
Blake Martinez, I forgot his name. Yeah.
At least we didn't do what some of these other teams did. Cleveland, since rubbing, I forget who it was, rubbing the ass with the terrible towel. Remember the dude in Cleveland rubbed his ass? Guess what? They're 0-2 since that game, and Joe Flacco is their quarterback. Jacksonville, since they faced the terrible towel in that game, Jacksonville is 2-2, and their franchise guy Trevor Lawrence out. When will teams and players know not to mess with the terrible towel?
You don't mess with the terrible towel. The Steelers might end up losing out, but you will have a worse fate than the Steelers. You will lose games in horrible fashion, and you will lose your best players.
Even as dumb as Baltimore is,
they never mess with the terrible towel. I don't think they ever had, because I think they're
as big as the rivalry is.
It's that respect rivalry between the both franchises. You know what? We're going to beat each other's asses on the field, and we're not going to mess with the terrible towel and whatever. If Baltimore had something, I don't think you'd see the Steelers players messing with their stuff. Because it's that right type of rivalry. They don't need to do stupid stuff like that.
Encourage people to beat people's asses in the locker room. That's one thing.
Yeah,
but don't disrespect the towel.
Yeah. You can try and fight people. Pull someone off the team bus and trying to whoop their ass.
Right.
That's one thing. You don't fuck with the terrible towel.
I just don't get it. I don't get how people don't notice.
Because they think, we're going to show them.
This is just some kind of stupid.
Oh,
Hers, or what is a stupid
It's just a hanky. We're gonna mess with that little hanky.
superstition?
Yeah. It's like getting on the Madden cover. You're gonna end up getting hurt.
Yeah, you don't play with the football gods. You
No,
just
you
don't.
don't. You
You
don't.
don't.
Like, you know, sport. You figure these guys are pro athletes. They know superstitions. You don't mess with them. Like Crosby, man, he's very superstitious. You don't mess with his routine.
You know who wouldn't mess with the terrible towel? Would be any baseball player. As
Yeah.
superstitious as
Yo, they
they are,
are. Oh my god.
they would not ever think of
No.
messing with that towel.
They wouldn't even look at it side eye.
Pirates need a terrible towel.
They got the green weenie,
Oh, they do got the green weenie.
which I think is the dumbest thing ever.
I have one somewhere.
I would disrespect them. You disrespect the green weenie, you go on like a 12-game winning streak. And the Buccos go on a 45-game losing streak,
Yeah. Oh man. Question, Mike.
Yeah.
Let's just say that Mitch Trubisky, God forbid, he goes down with an injury this game, and your boy
Rudolph, baby.
your boy Helmet Head Rudolph gets to come in and play. I you know
I'm
what?
here for it.
At this point, I don't know. I don't know.
He's hey. Can he do any worse?
I think
As long as he doesn't turn the ball over, that's the thing.
problem.
If these guys don't turn the ball over, it's no disrespect to Kenny. Like the offense is going to keep chugging along the way it has been.
Not turning the ball over in the NFL is a hard thing to do.
That is a hard thing to
on the other side of the line are very fast, and
and like Mitch has that propensity of like, you know what? I'm a gunslinger. I'm going to sling it down the field. If it George is down there somewhere, I'm just going to throw it down there on a prayer. And he's going to throw for a couple hundred yards. Is he going to throw more touchdowns than interceptions? That's the crapshoot right there. That's where
I'm excited to watch either Mitch or Helmet Head going forward for a couple of weeks because you hear a lot of people that believe in these guys, and these people believe that these guys should have been the guy from day one. So I hope they do. They are successful.
I just want the Steelers to win. I don't.
And they win football games, and I'm curious to see how these guys are going to play because again, this is what you hear over and over and over. Start Mitch. Mitch is the start. I'm ready to watch. I'm ready to see.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see how the rest of the team reacts to a different quarterback in there. And I want to see how like fans and the media interpret that. Like, there's going to be a new energy, new guy in there. You want to step up the game because usually if the backup in there, we let the starter down. Well, the starter's hurt. So, okay, you want to raise your game because the backup's in there. But I can see people spinning it as, look, these guys didn't want Kenny in there. And I'm not the biggest Kenny guy, but these guys, you hear them, they say it, they believe in Kenny when he's back there. So I don't want to hear fans or any of the media try and say if they come out with more energy, it's because, they didn't believe in the quarterback they had. Now they believe in the quarterback they have. That, to me, that's a bunch of bullshit.
We got to get away from these. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the media starting shit. I don't know what it is. But the past 10 years or so, there's been so many stupid things that pop up during the course of a season that just kind of get out of hand. Stop listening what the media says. Go, play football. I don't know. It's irritating. Every year it seems to be another storyline, and this guy and AB and then
it seems like they go out of their way to where like something will pop up and the team's like, you know what? Yeah, we saw it, whatever, we're moving on. And then the media just keeps talking about it.
And here's the thing, as I mentioned,
talking about it and talking about it.
The
media
they go, can't
well, that's a distraction.
To try to crush teams in a small market. Yes, it's Pittsburgh. Yes, they're popular. Yes, they have a lot of fans. But you, as a media, this is what goes on in New York. And guess what New York football teams do? They stink.
They stink. They
stink every year. They stunk every year for a long time.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Even the media, and it's just like I said, it's just to get people to listen to you.
Yeah.
But in small market towns, you can't attack these teams because you can see that how it gets out of hand. It's like a wildfire.
Yeah, and like I was saying, man, they want a narrative to be true, so then they keep talking about it, and then they talk to the team about it, and the team goes, no, it's not bothering us. Then the media goes, well, it's a distraction. They keep getting asked about it, and then they go in the next day, are you tired of being asked this question? Well, you're the one who's asked the question 5 times and you got the same answer from the player. What's actually causing the distraction? The media trying to have their story, or the little thing that happened that the team moved on from, or the player moved on from? It's just, it's Ridiculous.
TJ Watt, did you catch this?
Which one?
Apparently, after the game,
Yeah.
he says the NFL has something going on against me, so I don't want to talk any more negativity toward that. I don't know what I did, so I'll just leave that alone. What's going on with him? I don't
And it's
understand.
about the holding calls not being called against him.
Is that what it
And
is?
that's what it was. Yeah. And I think that's just frustration coming out
I mean, I
from,
would like to see a holding call every now and then be called against him as
yeah,
well.
it would be nice. But in that same game, too, man, like I think we kind of touched on it yesterday about, how they weren't making the holding calls on him. Well, we got away with some big ones too on that first drive. Broderick Jones got beat and he held a guy that let Kenny, I think, complete a pass, and that helped us lead down to get the field goal. So it goes both ways, but a lot of the times you're seeing videos.
I want to see
All
one. I
seen it
want to see
where
one call.
where
Like,
TJ Watt
just
is being
one.
held by like three guys. He's standing there like this, and the refs are just looking at it like nothing's
He
going
has his
on.
arms up in the air, and there's four
Yeah.
guys holding him. At some
Like, yeah.
point, at
Yeah,
some point,
like
somebody has to make the.
Yeah.
Yes, that's obviously a
a
missed
hold.
call.
Yeah, like holding could be called on every single play. We all
Absolutely,
know this,
every
but like
play.
you have to call the egregious penalties. Yeah, you're gonna allow like the little hold here and up and under. That's gonna happen. You got to fight through that. But when your jersey's being ripped this way, that way, guys holding you up around the neck, the officials got to call that. When they're blatantly bear hugging you or tackling you to the ground, that has to be called. You have to see.
I have to look up the numbers. We got to look up and see what what percentage of people get called holding for people facing Myles Garrett and Nick
Yeah,
Bosa and guys like this. I'd be curious to know.
yeah, like
Because
what the percentage is and
right.
for called and not called. Because it gets old after all. You see it all the time. It's just frustrating.
I got another big question for you, Mike.
Okay.
Coach Tomlin.
Yes.
He's taking some heat now, and
Yes.
I'm not going to give him heat. Listen. This is what I'm going to do. Mike Tomlin never had a losing season. Second longest tenured coach with one team. He has a Super Bowl. Is Mike Tomlin ever going to win a Coach of the Year?
No.
And why? Why? The thing is,
I don't know.
He has these credentials that are better than everybody. Nobody else has.
Well,
never had a non-losing season. Nobody else has been, besides for Bill Belichick, with the one team for as long. Most teams never won a Super Bowl. Wait, what is it about Mike Tomlin? Why he could never win that Coach of the Year?
Because I like the Steelers have always had that reputation of being, they're a dominant team, they're a powerhouse team. So the expectations there of like they're going to win X amount of games anyway. So then Tomlin has to go far and above to exceed that.
Tomlin gonna have like one of them Patriot undefeated seasons, basically. In order,
and even then it'd be like, this guy, they brought a team back from this record and last year to this year, and this is what they got. They had a 4-game improvement. They're a Coach of the Year. Like I think he should have won it the year, when Ben got hurt and we played Mason Rudolph and Duck Hodges. That was his best coaching performance to rally that team from 2-4 to an 800 record. He should have won it that year. But I like the national media, like they like Tomlin more than the local media does, and they give him more respect than the local media does. But yet they won't vote on him for Coach of the Year
because Pittsburghers wouldn't, and that's not who matters. The people that vote, that's my
like the national media. He's respected by the NFL national media. They look at this roster and go, okay, hey, he's getting this what he gets out of these guys. And it's not
Let
bad.
me ask you this.
Yeah.
As wacky as this year is, Buffalo not being as good as anybody thought they were.
Yeah.
Miami's sketchy. I mean, you look at the teams they play and win against.
Yeah, they can't beat anyone with a winning record.
Kansas City not being the same team.
Yeah.
And let's say that this Pittsburgh Steelers team sneaks into the playoffs like they might be able to do at this point. We don't know what's going to happen over these next 5 weeks.
Yeah.
So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But let's just say they get in. And they give Baltimore in the first round. They win. They beat Baltimore.
Yeah.
And then they get to the second round and get down to the wire. Kansas City kicks a field goal to beat them, and Kansas City goes on to the AFC Championship. With as weird as this season is, I mean, and as crazy as this Pittsburgh Steelers situation has been, is even at that point, even if you threw another win in, would you still think that Mike Tomlin's even in the hunt for a Coach of the Year?
I still don't. I still don't. the media will talk about him of like, how man, that was a great coaching performance, may have been his best ever. But I don't think like the voters will see it that way. I don't think they'll vote for him that way. But if that happens, yeah, because like if you objectively you look at the team, man, they're doing better than they should.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we literally you lose a Hall of Fame quarterback, and he hit a lot of warts on this team. We're seeing that.
Look at New England.
Yeah.
We could very well be this
Yeah.
2-10 team. We could be
Yeah, and
very easily.
we're just chugging it along. Yeah. Oh, as the new standard, just not to have a losing season. Where I'm from, not having a losing season is great because that means you're competitive. You're having a chance year after year. And a lot of these games, we're down to like the last week if we're going to make the playoffs or not. That's exciting to me. Yes, I want to make the playoffs. I want to go to the Super Bowl year in, year out, but I'm happy where we are because we just lost a Hall of Fame quarterback. We should be, like you said, we should be New England. We should be trying to scratch our way back to being relevant. And no, the train just kept moving along. We found, a way to be competitive in a competitive league. And I'm okay with it. I want us to be better than we are now, but my God, I think Tom was doing a great job. I think him and Omar Khan are doing a great job of rebuilding this roster. Because the last couple drafts have not been that great, and they're doing a great job of moving on from players who they need to move on from and filling in those holes.
And one thing that you have to consider as well, in Big Ben's career here, what was it, 18, 17 years, give or take, he only went to the Super Bowl 3 times.
Yeah.
So if you're mad,
if
you're upset that Kenny Pickett and company isn't as great as you want them to be, even though they're sitting at the 5 seed in the playoffs right now, with the 7-5 record, you got to consider that again. Ben Roethlisberger only went to 3 Super Bowls. He only won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
So if you're expecting to make, wine out of water, you're really, setting yourself up for failure and disappointment. Because as we mentioned time in and time in on this show, Mike, you have to have that guy at quarterback. Yeah. I say this. Over and over, there's only about 6 of them that walk on the planet, apparently. And if you don't have one of them, you're not going to be that team. Go back for the past 20 years. Let's just say
there's outliers.
There's outliers. And let's just say that this defense could play well enough as the Ravens did, as the Buccaneers, as the Bears all the way back in the 80s.
Yeah.
But that's a big if. Again, you look at those, there's only 3 teams in the past 30, 40 years that was able to do that.
Yeah.
So, it's not way out of the question that we're sitting in a pretty good spot right here. And maybe we should be happy and, accept what it is that's going on at the moment. Again, before Big Ben got here, there was many, many years of disappointment.
Oh, yeah.
And you consider people that, we don't have the Hall of Fame quarterback. So we are basically in those years again. And the fact that this team is sitting in a playoff spot, what's there really to be upset about at this point?
And people want to say, oh, they're making fun of Tomlin, like not having that losing season. That's the new standard, just to not to have a losing season. People forget there was a drought from 1979 to like 2000 whatever when we won the last Super Bowl or the first Super Bowl under Cowher. That was a huge long ass time of the standard being not winning a Super Bowl.
The
a lot of the 80s of losing seasons. Cowher had 3 losing seasons. He had seasons where they choked in the AFC Championship game. So don't give me this BS of like just being competitive is the standard. That's been the standard for a long ass time for the Steelers, more than Super Bowl champions. We have what, six championships, and this team's been around since 1933. So there's been a lot more mediocrity than there have been great moments. And right now we're in a period where there's not a lot of great moments, but guess what? There's a lot of competitive moments that are giving you the opportunity to have a chance to get to those great moments.
We have 6 championships, and there's nobody that can say that they've done better than we have in that period of time. So as upset as we are that things aren't going our way year in, year out, you got to think there's 31 other teams that have it worse than we do. So yes, it does fall into that. We're spoiled. And I also do wonder, coming off of something that you said, if Tom Brady would have never happened in 01 and we didn't lose that game in 01 and 04 in the AFC Championship, could we have been the team that won the Super Bowl those 2 years? Because, both of those seasons we had really good teams.
Yeah.
one with Cordell in 01 and one with Ben in 04. Makes you wonder. I often
I,
think to myself,
I
would we
think
have
that
pulled?
'04 team would have
We'd have
pulled it
got the
off.
Rams in 01, and then 04 would have been the second. Was it Philadelphia or Carolina that was the second one?
Might have
New
been,
England the second time
I
around.
can't remember, but I think that '04 team would have had the better chance.
Yeah. Was that the year that Deuce Staley was standing around all the time?
I think so, yeah. Yeah. But like, I had something I was gonna say. I can't remember. Hmm. But yeah, we are a spoiled fan base. We had 6 Super Bowls, but
It's
there's been a
nice
lot of,
though. I like
yeah,
being
it is nice,
spoiled.
but there's a lot of times, like we didn't make the playoffs. We choked in the AFC Championship game. So, I don't know. Like
You got to
I,
look at it
I'll
realistically as
take Mike
well.
Tomlin's no losing records, one Super Bowl over Cowher's one Super Bowl in like the 3 losing seasons in there.
It was
In the
two losing
in
seasons, then a 500
yeah,
season. It
two
was
losings in the 500, and I'll take that over Chuck Noll's 1980s
right.
performance. So I
The thing about
we've had some great ass coaches for only 3 great coaches, and we've barely had losing
what
seasons
I
in
miss
them.
seeing, Mike, and this isn't to side with coaches. You just
Yeah,
heard what I said. I like to see Mike Tomlin get the accolades. What I miss seeing was in the 90s. Tomlin came in 92. They lost first round to the Bills.
yeah,
93, they lost second round to the Chiefs. The next year they were in the AFC Championship game. They lose to
hmm,
the Chargers. The next year they were in the Super Bowl. I love seeing that progression every year,
yeah,
and we haven't seen that in a while. And if we can
yeah,
get back to that, I think that would be
yeah.
so good for this Pittsburgh fan base to just have something to build on every
Hmm.
year. It's we're stagnant. We're to stalemate.
Yeah.
It's these past 7 8 years or whatever. It just feels we need to get a win here, man. We need to
Yeah.
get into the playoffs. We need to win a game
Hmm.
just to kind of get
Yeah.
that wheel
That mojo.
turning.
Yeah. But you got to figure like there's how many franchises that would be envious of what we've had.
Oh,
Just under
absolutely.
the Tomlin era, that's better than most teams have performed in their entire franchise history. And I don't
As
know,
you said, the
Steeler fans,
expectations,
they just act like
like
every year
The
that we're
Yankees,
entitled to a
the
Super Bowl.
Yankees don't win the World Series every year,
Yeah.
but yet that is, the team that
Yeah.
that everybody looks up to.
Yeah. And
So,
we're rebuilding on the fly. And, people want to say, oh, if you keep finishing where we are, you can't draft better. But, the minute they have a losing season, oh, got to fire Tomlin.
all right.
Like, wait, he did what you wanted. He failed, so you can get a better draft pick. Now you want him gone.
I just think at some point something's got to give. We got to be able to win a
Yeah.
playoff game. I don't think
Yeah.
that that's too much to
Yeah.
ask.
No, And, like, and if these people get their wish and Tomlin's fired or traded and the new coach comes in, how quickly are they going to turn on that deal?
Oh,
The first loss, the first losing season, they will be all over him.
go 4-13, and then, the roof will
Oh,
come off this
gotta
place.
fire him. Got to move on from him. They picked the wrong coach. So it's a
So,
double-edged sword. I'm not saying Tomlin's infallible. You can't look at it. He shouldn't be evaluated at the end of the year. I think he should, but you know you
uh,
can't just say, oh, it's time for him to move on.
speaking of moving on, I don't know where Derpy is. And the thing that upsets me about Derpy, that's upsetting me about Derpy right now,
Derpy.
is we have picks.
Yeah.
We have a winner. We have picks. Every week on this day, we had to just change the day.
Mm-hmm.
We'll change the day to Wednesday when we do the picks. We won't tell them on the day that we reveal.
Yeah.
Eagle signs 3-time Pro Bowl All Pro linebacker Shaquille Leonard to a 1-year deal. Mike, this is somebody that I really think that we should have went after. 1 year, throw a little bit of money at the guy,
Yeah.
get that help on the inside, because the linebackers that we have make us really susceptible in the middle of the field. And I think we're going to have a hard time the rest of the way through the season.
Yeah.
With the middle of the field, these linebackers, you have to drop back into coverage. You got to cover tight ends. You got to stop the run. The Eagles really made out in this
Yeah.
signing, Mike.
And people need to remember though too, it takes two to tango. If he didn't want to come here, we could have backed up the Brinks truck and poured out all the money in the world. And he was like, you know what? I want to go to a team that I think has a better chance of winning the Super Bowl.
But do we know that? I mean, is there any
I don't
reports
I don't
out?
even know. I don't know
Okay.
if we offered him anything or not, but people were like, I'm not saying you, I'm like
No,
fans
I
and the
didn't know if
media.
maybe
They're like,
you
oh
heard
my God, the
something.
Steelers dropped the ball. Omar Khan, you fucked up. Like, how do you know they didn't reach out to him?
Right.
You know, Omar Khan's been on top of like
It would be
everything. Oh,
weird to believe that they hadn't
yeah.
in some capacity reached
There's
out to his
probably,
agent.
a conversation with the agent. Hey,
Right.
does he have any interest coming in here? Should we even bother with an offer? And he's like, agent can be like, hey guys, to be honest with you, no, we're looking elsewhere. And like, okay, don't offer him. But watching that Philly game, I think he made the right choice because he'd be playing right away. Of course, he'd be playing right away in Pittsburgh too.
Oh, he's going to supplement so well to that defense, and
Oh
as I
yeah,
said, they are the big winners in this
yeah.
Shaquille Leonard signing.
I still can't believe they Indy let him go.
Well, Indy's stupid.
Well,
I mean, you got to
right?
think to yourself, with the exception of the Peyton Manning years, when has Indianapolis ever done anything that was
Yeah,
that revealed being successful?
nothing. No,
Nothing.
they lucked into Drew or Andrew Luck, and I don't even think he was that great as
And
people
he,
make him out to be.
yeah. I mean, he was so great he retired on you, 3 years into his career. I
Well,
mean,
yeah, because they let his neck get all fucked up, and he's like, you know what, I'm out.
yeah.
I just don't think he was that great. I could be mistaken, but he
This
never
used to
wowed
be
me.
an AFC East team. They used to be in that division with New England and Miami and the
Mhm.
Jets, and they fell right in there with the Jets and the teams that aren't ever any good. This has always been a bad, in my whole life, except with the exception of, that period of time when Peyton Manning was there. They got that lightning in a bottle. Look at the
Yeah.
difference that made for that franchise, as we say week in, week out about that
Mhm.
particular quarterback.
Hey, real quick, Andrew
Yeah.
Luck in his career completed 60% of his passes, 23,671 yards.
How many seasons was this, Mike? I don't know.
2012 to 2018, so 6 years.
All right.
He had 1 year where he only played 7 games, but he threw 171 touchdowns, 83 interceptions. You only complete 60% of your passes.
How many
People want to act like
touchdowns?
171.
Okay.
His best year, he had 40 touchdowns, 16 picks. And his last year, he had 39 touchdowns, 15 picks. That last year, he completed 67% of his passes. But other than that, like 63, 55, 61, 60, 54. No, people will say, oh, you got to put him in the Hall of Fame. He had a Hall of Fame career that was cut short. No, I know these numbers say he's not a Hall of Famer.
No, he wasn't a Hall of Famer. He was good.
He was good. But he probably maybe would have won them a Super Bowl, but he's not a Hall of Famer.
The other news around the league with quarterbacks, Joe Flacco reverts to practice squad one day after starting quarterback. Week 14 plans unclear for the Browns. So there you have it, Joe Flacco.
You know what? The team that is rooting for them to lose the most is the Houston Texans.
Yeah,
because that's who the Texans had the Browns first pick. They're like, just keep losing, guys.
Right.
Talk about the gift that keeps on giving. That
Deshaun Watson
trade. That team. That trade. Oh my lord!
It's just making that Browns.
They're making that Texans team so much better.
I always said to myself too with this Browns team, I said, don't trust the media. Don't trust what people are saying. This team is the Browns. They're gonna screw up. They do it all the time. They've done it. Well, this is gonna be the year they're gonna finish better than the Steelers. This is gonna be the year they win the Super Bowl. Look how that played out. Look how that played out. They still, since 1988, has not finished higher than the Steelers, which is just unbelievable to me.
You have
that tells me that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say you have a generational defense. You have a generational talent, and Myles Garrett. You have two shutdown corners, and Denzel Ward and Newsome, and then this putrid offense that you put out there. Just stupid. I love it. I'm glad the Browns in our division.
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't trade that for the world.
Yeah, like would you rather be a Steeler fan and being stuck, just finishing 500 for the past couple of years, or a Browns fan?
Yeah.
How many 0-16, 1-15 seasons have you endured to see nothing?
Let me tell you this. If somebody offered me enough money to where I could live in luxury not just enough money just to not work, that I could live in luxury. I mean, air hockey tables in the smack dab middle of my living room, the whole deal. If I would be a Browns fan, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't. I swear to you, I wouldn't do it. I can't. It's ingrained in my blood. I can't.
I'd rather be a Bears fan than a Browns fan. I know that's not a huge step up, but I'd rather be a Bears because at least every once in a while. No.
I'd rather,
I'm
I mean,
trying to
come
think
on.
when's the last time you had a great Bears player. You're like, yeah, I could sit in here and watch him play. They had Devin Hester.
Devin Hester he did make it through the next round for the voting for the Hall of Fame. So
He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. I don't care. Oh, he just returned kicks and punts. He was the greatest ever at it. Yeah, he should be in the Hall of Fame. That's why it's there for the best of the best. He was the best kick returner, punt returner of all time.
Yeah.
Oh,
But Mike, Jake Browning, 354 yards last night, 1 touchdown. The offense of the Cincinnati Bengals, 491 yards last night.
Yeah.
Tyler Boyd, this interception. Did you see this? They ran his play.
I saw he threw a pass.
Here was the play. Browning drops back. He throws it across the field in the backfield to Tyler Boyd. So then Tyler Boyd in turn turns upfield and he was going to throw the ball again, but yet he turns back to where the line was and he throws to a guy and Josh Allen was standing right there intercepted. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Oh, Tyler.
But that was the only thing that I seen in this Cincinnati game that I thought to myself, wow, how this is impressive. The Bengals, this team that we just beat.
Mm-hmm.
Quarterback, 354 yards, a touchdown, total offensive yard, 491 yards. Yeah. Bengals 6-6 record now, Mike. Jacksonville drops to 8-4. It was an interesting game, but you know what? They're all, as I mentioned, they're all interesting anymore. I don't remember this being this way, but there you have it.
This has been the long-term plan of the NFL is to parity to make every game matter and just every team,
which is a good thing.
The majority of the teams competitive.
Which is a good thing. I mean, of course, fans of teams that are usually good don't like this, and teams
like us,
fans of teams that are usually bad love this.
Yeah,
but I guess all in all, I mean, that's what you want. You want competitive football games, and just as long as everything stays on the up and it doesn't get too weird and shady, and that's the part that scares me. But
I tell you what, though, like Jake Browning, he landed into a nice little situation here. They got the running game going again. Mixon started to pick it up a little bit.
Jacksonville's that's a nice team.
Jacksonville, I was surprised. Yeah, and losing Trevor Lawrence helped, but my God, being able to throw to Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, you gotta have 2 number 1 receivers and a number 2 receiver on that team. So they're still dangerous, but not as dangerous with a healthy Joe Burrow. But you know what? I'm not too worried about them anymore.
Well, I do want to go.
I say that now and watch them come storming back.
That's what I'm saying. We still have to play them again.
I know.
Don't be too excited.
I know. We'll find a way to lose that game.
Mike, you and Derpy were close again this week. However, you did pull off the win. So over the past month, it's been 2-2.
That's why Derpy left.
I was under suspicion that might be the case. Mike, let's see, you won Dallas over Seattle. You both won the Colts. You both won Falcons. You both won Lions. You both won the Chargers. You picked the Texans. He picked the Broncos. So you won that. You picked the Bucks. You both lost to Eagles.
Yeah.
You both lost to Chiefs. You both lost to Jaguars. You both won the Rams game. And you both lost to Steelers. So, I mean, it was close. It was 9-7.
Yeah.
Only a couple game difference, Mike, but you did win this week, and that is, as I've mentioned, 2-2 over the past month for you two guys.
It's been a dogfight.
It has been a dogfight. A couple other things, Mike. A couple other things going on.
Yes.
Pitt football. Former Ohio State quarterback Kyle McCord has already been linked to Pitt.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, come on. Wow. Talk about going from riches to rags.
What is his? What's his deal? Why is?
I don't know. To be honest with you,
I don't follow Ohio State enough to know.
Neither do I. I don't know if he's like their starter.
No, that's another reason we need Derpy here.
Hold on. I'm trying to pull up their roster here. Who am I looking for? Ohio State.
Kyle McCord.
Stupid commercials popping up everywhere on the internet. I hate this.
Derpy.
See, Derpy would have insight on this.
He would too.
And even if he can't use that good microphone, he should do it the way that he was.
Yeah.
The way that he was doing it before.
Let's see.
It makes me nuts.
Yeah, right. Oh, let me see his stats here. 24 touchdowns, 6 picks this year. He was completed 65% of his passes. Well, I don't know why he's leaving. Maybe because Marvin Harrison Jr. is gone. All the good receivers are going to be leaving the team. I don't know why he did this, to be honest with you. I don't remember him being benched or anything.
Would he certainly be interesting if he landed at old Pittsburgh? If he landed in Oakland, Mike,
that would be wild. That would be a good get. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, it would be huge for Pitt. Huge. Yeah. I mean, look at the quarterbacks that we had, and you need a quarterback in college. You need a quarterback in college. Come on.
Yeah, this is. I don't know why he's leaving. I saw his name pop up, and it threw me for a loop.
On the hockey, no. Penguins back-to-back games against Philadelphia, back-to-back losses to Philadelphia. They lose 2-1 last night to Philly in overtime. Crosby has the only goal for Pittsburgh. 2 in a row, Mike, to Philadelphia.
That's not good.
It's not good. I mean, Philadelphia's got a pretty decent team. They're right around where we are record-wise. But Mike, it's Crosby's goal. Was it regular strength? Was it power play? What because I know that the power play has been.
It was just an even strength goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So more power play issues, obviously.
Yeah, that's what I was double checking. I want to see how well we did on the power play here.
As you said, you worded it so good yesterday. Four Hall of Famers.
0 for 3. 0 for 3.
4 Hall of Famers and Jake Gensel. And you can't in this power play. You can't figure something out on a power play to put the puck in the net. It's so crazy, man.
It's frustrating to watch them pass, shot missed the net.
You get one shot, and the other team, the shorthanded team, shoots the puck up the ice. Yeah. Now you have to go back and start all over. It's so frustrating.
And it's not like they're fast, crisp passes. A lot of time, it's pass, lollygag with the puck, pass, lollygag with the puck. I don't get it. I don't know if it's the coaching, the players not listening to coaching. It's a problem.
Absolutely, man.
Like Tristan Jarry has more goals recently than the Penguins power play. The opposing team, penalty kill has more goals than the Penguins power play.
They got to let Jarry shoot on the power play every time that the puck goes back.
Let him skate up there and
just have him fire it down there every time.
Yeah. At least it will get on target.
You're right. At least somebody's taking a shot.
Yeah.
Mike, why don't you go and tell everybody about the website, man?
The 2dumyinzers.com, the number 2 DUMYINZERS.com. Head on over there. Links for everything you need for the 2 Dumb Yinzers. We got all of our socials, my Twitter, Ryan's Twitter, our Facebook page, links to Spotify is there, links to the YouTube channels there, depending on where you're watching or listening. Merch stores there, and the blog is there. The blog. So go check it out. It's called the blog. It's called Dum Yinzer Thoughts.
All right, I like that. Go check it out, everybody. It is www.the2dumyinzers.com. www.the2dumyinzers.com. As Mike said, a lot of cool things over there. Go check it out. Mike, I see. There's things I talk about. Derpy here pisses me off. Well, let's hop in. Let's do this trivia.
Okay.
I know it's a little bit early. This is a New England Patriots trivia, of course, because we're playing the Patriots this week. I'd like to have him involved. See. All right, here we go.
I hope he doesn't think we were mad at him because I kept muting him because
I'm mad at him now.
Well, his microphone kept. So I was like, no. Kept muting him, let him figure it out. I hope he doesn't think I was mad at him.
Yeah, we couldn't leave it like that. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but I think Derpy always thinks I'm mad at him.
All right, here we go. What New England Patriot shared Pro Bowl MVP with Keyshawn Johnson in 1999? I'm looking for a New England Patriot that shared Pro Bowl MVP honors with wide receiver Keyshawn Johnson back in 1999. Take a minute to think that over, Mike. If you like choices, I'll do that for you. But we are live, everybody, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, right here every day. And the show that we do every day, we upload over on Spotify in podcast form in case you just would rather listen to the show 8 o'clock every day, 8 o'clock p.m. Show that we do live gets uploaded over on Spotify. Go check it out. Like the question of the day, it's a New England Patriot question. That is, who the Steelers played Thursday night. What New England Patriot shared Pro Bowl MVP honors with Keyshawn Johnson in 1999? You want to take a stab at it, or would you like some choices?
I am taking Drew Bledsoe again.
Drew Bledsoe again. Here we go. What New England Patriots shared Pro Bowl MVP honors with Keyshawn Johnson in 1999? Mike, you said Drew Bledsoe. I got to make sure I lock you in. Otherwise, it don't count. The answer to that is Mike says Drew Bledsoe. From Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Aliquippa High School, Ty Law. Ty Law. 2 days in a row was guys from Pittsburgh, and you chose Drew Bledsoe both of those days.
One of these days it's going to be Drew Bledsoe.
Drew Bledsoe was a loser. No, but there you go. Ty Law shared MVP, Pro Bowl MVP honors with Keyshawn in 1999.
Well done.
Yeah, well done. A couple of things I also want to say, Mike. Pete Davidson. I don't know what it is about this guy that people like, but he will be here in Pittsburgh on January 2nd doing his comedy act. Pete Davidson, January 2nd, Mike. You like Pete?
Yeah, I like him.
I do too. I don't get it. I don't get what the big deal is, but I like him.
Yeah, he's all right.
Mall Pizza. The pizza at the Beaver Valley Mall right here in Western PA. Now, the story about this is, as I was growing up, this is, everybody just loved this mall pizza, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they shut down because there's nothing in that mall. Nobody really goes there. But they just reopened it last week, and everyone's going crazy. And I was thinking to myself, it would be so cool to do some kind of taste testing on the show, but they open at 11.
Ugh.
And just with the hours of the show, it makes it difficult. Yeah. I thought if they open at 10, at least we could somehow swing by and maybe, on your way, something. And we could check out this pizza because, Mike, the line is out the door apparently up at this mall where nothing else is in the mall. Everyone is getting in line and waiting to get their hands on some of this mall pizza, Mike.
I don't know. Like, everyone in this area talks about that taco place.
Which taco place?
Hank's.
Oh yeah, you don't. Like
it was Hank's. The greatest thing ever.
It's not the greatest thing.
I'm like, my God, this stuff is like average at best, and you all fawn over. So I wouldn't trust that pizza.
Oh no, the pizza is really. My concern is this. I don't know if it's the same pizza place, because the pizza place used to be called Anthony's Pizza. The pizza that was there forever. Now it's called Mall Pizza. I'm not sure.
Like a mall pizza that sounds like a very generic.
That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't sound trustworthy.
And the people with their pictures and everything on Facebook, and this it's so good. It's the same thing. I don't know. That's why I wanted to try it. I could test that. I don't know if it is the same pizza or not. They're saying it's the same pizza, but I don't know if the people that are getting online putting pictures saying that it is just saying that because they don't want to look stupid, because now they're getting generic. I want to try this pizza, but again, just the hours.
Yeah.
Contradict.
It's not fair.
As we do. Oh, so Mike, no, it's not fair.
It's not fair at all.
I was going to go off on a couple. Today was nice and mellow. I was going to go off on these other couple guys today, but you know what? I'm going to wait. I'll get a minute and a half. I don't know if I have enough time.
We can go overtime.
All right. You want me to do it?
Yeah, let's go overtime, baby.
Let me pull up the first one. I have the first one.
All right. Let's do this.
All right. Here we go.
All right.
Where are
I'm
we
ready. I'm fired up and ready to go.
All right. All right. One of these moments I'll pull.
One of these moments. All right.
All right.
I'm gonna put the derpy button on you.
Hey.
I did put you on the spot by saying, "Heck yeah, let's do a little OT."
I know. I was ready to go, and I was ready to eat.
I'm sorry. You're getting time and a half now.
Oh, here it is. All right. This, I think, is a dumb move on this person's part. Josh Yohe.
Oh, I love this tweet.
Josh Yohe here in Pittsburgh says, I would volunteer to cover the horseshit college football team in this town. but not enough people care about them to make it worthwhile.
I love this quote.
And why do you love this quote?
Because he covers the Penguins, and when he watches the Steeler game, he watches it as a fan and comments it as a fan, and then people will attack the Penguins, so he just fired back about something else, and then someone responded like, "Oh, this is why everyone hates the media. You shit all over the local teams, especially like the college team," and that was like his response to it. And when you listen to the radio around town, like hosts will talk about Pitt football, and no one calls in. No one wants to talk about Pitt football, so.
Well, they did when they were winning. People called
Yeah,
in
when
all the
they were
time.
winning.
Right.
Well, like when the Steelers lose, the Penguins lose, people want to call in and talk about them, even though they're losing.
I don't know, do they? I've been watching some of these shows, and
Yeah.
people, I don't know. I just think these guys they're trying. They say these things. I know, and I don't know. I don't know.
I liked it because I like a fiery Josh Yohe, and because I like Josh Yohe because he rips the Penguins when they.
I know nothing about
he,
Josh Yohe. I'm a Pittsburgh guy. I'm a Pittsburgh fan of Pittsburgh sport. I know nothing about him. I mean, I see his name.
He's like he is if you want hockey information, trust you go.
You know what? It's these hockey. It's these hockey guys. They have all this attitude. It's like, who the fuck are you? Like this Josh Yohe?
No, it's because Steeler because no, he watches
in the
Fat
Steelers
Man as a fan.
That fucking Job of the Hut over on the other side of town with he looks like Honey Boo Boo's mom. His rosacea. Like I mean, who the fuck is this guy? Fat Eminem over there. The one thing that he had something about he just in this one comment, I don't even know what he was talking about, but his comment, he addressed the people, the fans that here's the thing, they just didn't agree with what he was saying.
Yeah.
So he goes on to call these people rubes. Fuck you, you fat motherfucking rosacea face, Honey Boo Boo mom looking motherfucker. This son of a bitch, all he does is says something controversial just to get people to listen to him. Fuck him. I take that personal, because here's the thing. I'm from Pittsburgh. I love my Pittsburgh sports team. I'm going to stick up for my Pittsburgh sports team. And if he's going to call people who have a different opinion than him rubes, fuck him. Go back into fucking studio wrestling or whatever the hell hockey bullshit you're into. This guy, he's lame. This guy, and I could go on and on. Well, of course, you're not doing what. Of course, I'm not doing what he's doing. I'm just telling it like it is.
He's the
like
first
he
one
does.
To defend Mike Sullivan at every chance he can.
You know what? I don't care. Fuck him. That guy's a fucking jackass. And I've bit my tongue so long on this fucking idiot. He's a fucking troll. He's a weirdo. And he's just a weird dude. He's something, fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck him.
Yeah, I love my Steelers. I'm not afraid to criticize this team, but I'm not afraid to criticize Tomlin, but I still trust Tomlin to do what's right for the team, because he's been able to rally this team from bad starts and whatever.
I seen a picture with him and Brett Michael. Did you see this?
Oh God, talk about two. Ugh.
It looked like Honey Boo Boo and her fucking husband. That's what it looked like. I thought, and the thing was, the husband was fucking Brett Michael.
Yeah, Brett Michaels is looking rough.
They both look rough. I wish I could pull you know what? I'll send a picture over to you tomorrow. Maybe we could look at it and laugh at him. But this picture, come on, what the fuck?
Yeah. But the Josh Yohe one made me laugh because the whole exchange was just, he was talking.
Fuck him. Who the fuck does he think he is?
He was watching the game as a fan and
these hockey guys, they know it all about football. You don't, come on.
It was just like a fan comment, and then you're gonna attack the Penguins, and then someone else in the media,
No, don't fuck the Penguins, but fuck him.
Nah, Josh Yohe's great. I encourage everyone go. Josh Yohe's great. Follow on Twitter. He's a great.
I see everything that he says on Twitter for some reason. I don't know why, but these people, they are in my feed every day. I don't follow any of them.
Oh,
I have a handful of these guys, and I gotta get rid of them.
I chirp at him for when he makes his Steeler comments, and I go, I chirp back at him.
And the thing is, they just what they do is they basically take the most common knowledge thing to say, and then they troll it, and it's just annoying. I don't know. That's what the fat man does. That's what this.
No, it's because this other sports writer was like, oh, the propensity for people in this town to bash the local college, Pitt wasn't even being talked about in this situation. It was talking about the Steelers, and someone got offended they thought they were making fun of Kenny Pickett, and no one was making fun of Kenny. So then therefore it's like, oh my God. I love it when the sports media start messing with each other, then the fans get involved. It makes me so funny. because there's no one more self-important than sports media, and
Then
and
fucking
and then
Jabba the fucking Hut with his Hawaiian t-shirt.
Twitter, and then people who think they're Twitter gods too. It's just great.
No, here's the
drama.
thing.
I
Twitter
love it.
gods have every, these are just normal people just commenting. These other jackasses.
But no, they act like they are voices of authority as well. It's like you're like one step below. Like sports reporters are a step above, like the wrestling dirt sheet writers, and like the people on Twitter who think they're real reporters are a step below the wrestling dirt sheet reporters, and it's just great.
Well, these are just normal fans voicing their opinions, and these two fucking
they
idiots,
act like they're no. Some of these people act like they're
Mike. I'm well aware. I'm in Pittsburgh, and I'm just saying that these are average fans voicing what they're saying, and these two people got to jump on every single thing that anybody says. Call them rubes. I get the on that. I'm gonna plant my flag.
The Hawaiian shirt guy's an idiot.
Oh, he's a fucking moron. Wash your fucking hair already, you fat fuck.
Yeah.
Come on.
But give me Yowie all day, every day, especially
that fucking guy from South Park. I don't know who it is, but I sent you the picture one time, and he looks just like him. The guy that wears the Hawaiian shirt on South Park.
Jesus Christ. The island of Dr. Moreau knockoff. Yeah. That guy. Great. Now you just ruined the South Park character for me. I hate
I'm gonna plant my flag.
We should not have went into overtime now you ruined my day.
See, that's what happens when we go to overtime. I save my goodwill for
I knew one of the tweets that you were talking about, because I saw this and I popped, I laughed, like, oh god, I hope Ryan sees this.
So anyway, I don't want to go too much longer. Mike, I do want to thank everybody for checking us out. Yes. As always, we appreciate each and every one of you. As always, we wouldn't be able to do it without you. Thank you so much. I'm planting my flag in my beliefs right there. These are things that I often think, but I don't say aloud. I do say to those fellows, fuck you. And then besides for that, Mike, do you have anything before we get ready to go?
Yep. Mike Tomlin, 170, 97 and 2 with a 636 winning percentage. Bill Cowher, 161, 99 and 1 with a 619 winning percentage, and both have won Super Bowl. Not bad. Not bad for the past 30 years of coaching.
I'd like to see some progressively getting better, though. That's the one thing about Mike Tomlin that I do have an issue with. I'd like to start seeing the ball rolling in the right direction. Cowher did that. He rolled in the right direction. We lost the Super Bowl. It stopped for a little bit, but then it started rolling in the right direction. I'd like to see that with this current coach. I'm behind him. I'm not against him. I want to see him do well. I want to see our team do well. I want to see Mitch Trubisky do well on Thursday night against the New England Patriots. This is our football team. And Mike, anything else?
No, I got nothing.
All right, brother. Hey, great job as always. Great show.
A hell of a show.
Have a great day, everybody. We will be back tomorrow to talk more sports. But for now,